Hello guys, it's your boy Natal. Today I'm gonna show you an updated video of the rogue guide that I made a few weeks back. There's been a few changes, one of them being that Assassination got buffed. Fuck yeah, so we don't have to play Outlaw anymore. So I'm gonna show you the few changes that's been made to the talent choices and stat priorities and a little bit of the changes basically from the last video. So I hope you enjoy that and I hope it helps you in your gameplay. Alright, so first off we have the artifact weapon. Basically, I went over the path that I would be taking last time, and it worked out pretty well. It seems that's one simming the highest out of all of them, and as you can see here, I'm not that far away from my third trait. I have 2 traits left for my bag of tricks, but yeah, I can go over the path again quickly that I took. I went here, King's Bane, then Assassin's Blades, then Toxic Blades, then Urge to Kill, and then as you can see I want to go down to Blood of the Assassinated, so then I take Master Assassin, I take Gushing Wound, and then I take Blood of the Assassinated. Blood of the Assassinated works really well with the Exsanguinate and your burst basically, so it's kind of an RNG but it ties really well into your burst if you get lucky. Then you went back up here to Assassin's Blades and then you go down to Poison Knives, which is kind of useless since it's Phantom Knives, but I guess it's good in Mythic Plus or whatever. Then you get Surge of Toxins, which was really underappreciated when I picked it. Like, a lot of people didn't know about it, like how good it is. But now it's really good. There's an Envenom type of play that I'm gonna show you later on, like a change in the rotation basically. So this is really good for that. And then we have Serrated Edge, which is really good. Like, that's the one you want to get your relics in. Like, it's either this one or it's the damage one, whichever you can get. Then you pick from the shadows obviously, which is really good. And then you go back over here and you pick Master Alchemist for 3 ranks, and then you get Bag of Tricks. Then after that you want to just fill out the stuff. You want to start with Balanced Blades obviously, and then it doesn't really matter because all the other ones are kind of useless for PvE. But yeah, as I said, the relics you want to go for is the Critical Strike with Rupture or the damage with Rupture, which I don't have any damage right now. So you want to go for either the Gushing Wound one or the Serrated Edge one. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the talents. For the first tier you want to pick Elaborate Planning. Your finishing moves grant 15% increased damage for 5 seconds. The reason I didn't really look into this at first was because Hemorrhage gives 25% with bleeds, and I was like, yeah, well, bleeds is basically all our damage, but it is about half of the damage. But with finishing moves granting 15% for 15 seconds, there's a really neat thing you can do if you stack 3 combo points and then you put Envenom up, and then you get the 5 seconds of Elaborate Planning, 15%, and then you want to keep that up all the time, basically. So you want to keep spamming Envenom with 3 stacks throughout the entire fight to keep your Elaborate Planning up all the time. I'm gonna go over this in the rotation part later, but that's why I didn't pick Hemorrhage and I picked Elaborate Planning instead. Right, so the next tier of the talents is basically the second tier. You want to pick Night Stalker here. When your stealth is active, you move 20% faster in your abilities, deal 50% more damage. You can create a really nice macro with this. I'm gonna show you here. Let's see. Basically, it's very simple. It's like Vanish Rupture. So it's basically you cast Vanish and use Rupture right away on your target. That's really useful because then you can see here my weak R is yellow, which means the Rupture damage is increased by 50%. Because of Night Stalker. So in the opener you always want to Vanish Rupture for the maximum amount of damage with Night Stalker. Alright, next up I'm gonna go over the third tier. Here you want to pick Deeper Stratagem. It makes it so you can have up to 6 combo points on your target. It also increases the damage you deal with finishing moves by 10% when you have 6 points up. This is really good for your Rupture, 10% more damage with Rupture obviously. Rupture is your main source of damage, that's really good. Some people I've seen going with Vigor, but I really don't see how this is viable at all. It's not gonna help you with being energy starved like you already are. It's like you want more Rupture damage basically, so you want to go with Deeper Stratagem here. The level 60 tier you want to pick Elusiveness for raids, and I pick Sheet Death for Mythic Plus because in high Mythic Plus you can get one-shotted pretty easily as melee. So this is really good to not die as much. I also use Leeching Poison for world quests, but yeah, in raids you want to use Elusiveness. You have a personal cooldown when you need it basically. For the 5th tier, you want to pick Thug E in raids with ads, because you can garrote the ads and it will reset the cooldown of garrote when they die, so it's very useful. I prefer to use Prey on the Weak in Mythic Plus because it takes more damage from my stuns and stuff like that. Sometimes I use Thug E, depends really what Mythic Plus I'm running. I really don't see how Internal Bleeding is viable. It gives you an extra bleed, but Prey on the Weak gives you more damage than like the 42k over 12 seconds anyway, so I really don't see the reason for having that one. You should go for Prey on the Weak if you have targets you can stun, or Thug E if you can't stun them, basically. Alright, next up we have the 6th tier of talents. Basically you want to pick Exsanguinate here. It speeds up your bleeds, it gives you a lot of burst capabilities. I've seen people run with Agonizing Poison as well. I've tried it out and it doesn't feel as good as Exsanguinate. I'll get back to you guys if I ever find that Agonizing Poison is better, maybe when I get more mastery or something, because right now my mastery is pretty low. But yeah, basically I'm picking Exsanguinate for now. I think that is the best one. I've done a lot of testing and Exsanguinate works the best for me. Basically, yeah, that's what you want to pick. Alacrity is not really good, it gives you haste. We don't like haste as rogues, so for this tier you want to pick Exsanguinate. The last tier you want to pick Venom Rush. It gives you 3 more energy per tick of Venomous Wounds. Basically, Venomous Wounds is that when you do bleed damage to a poison target you get 7 energy, but with the talent you get 10. So it's really good because, as you know, you probably know that Assassination rogues are very energy starved at times. So this can be very useful, and the other 2 are just not viable compared to how good Venom Rush is. So that's what you want to pick for this tier. Now I'm just going to quickly go over the stat priorities. I'm going to put them on the screen as well. Basically, crit is your best stat. You want to have as much crit as you can. Then mastery is your second best stat because of the recent buff to poison damage. And then you want to pick versatility after that, and then haste. Obviously agility is the top of the food chain, so you want to pick agility and socket agility with one of the agility sockets, you know, and you want to have 2 trinkets to give agility and stuff like that. So, but basically you want to have crit and then mastery. So an ideal item would be the legs here, for example. They have a lot of crit and then a little bit of mastery as well. So that's the type of itemization you want to go for. Versatility is okay stat as well. It's not as good as crit, it's basically a weaker version of crit, but if you have some versatility that's fine. So yeah, basically I'll put it on the screen, so that's the stat priority you want to go for. Another thing to note with the stat priorities is that crit is very good because it helps your playstyle a lot. As I said before, we're gonna be using Envenom with 3 combo points, and usually Mutilate does only give 2 combo points, but if one of the hits crit, you get 3 combo points. So then that means you don't have to use 2 mutilates, you can just use 1 before you can envenom, and that's really helpful. As you see here, I get 2 of them. That puts you kind of in an awkward position. It makes you have to use a second mutilate, so the more crit you have, the less of a chance you are to end up in an awkward position like that, and it will also increase your DPS not having to double mutilate. So that's why you want to go for crit. That's why that is really important above all the rest. So now I'm gonna go over the rotation. As I said before, you want to use 3-point envenom at all times to get an elaborate planning up and keep the elaborate planning up at all times. Takes a bit of management. I also have a weak aura, obviously, that helps a lot with this. I'm gonna post a link to the weak aura in the description so you can get it too. It's actually really useful, and a lot of people asked in my last video, so that's for you guys. Basically, this rotation is kind of hard to explain. It's very fast paced, and so if you don't catch what I'm doing, I'm gonna try to talk through it, but it's a lot of stuff going on. So if you don't catch what I'm doing, I'm gonna try to write the whole rotation out on a screen, on a picture after, and put it after this clip. But first I'm gonna play out the rotation, obviously, and try to talk you through it. So you wanna begin by pre-podding. Obviously I'm not gonna do that because pre-pods are expensive as fuck right now. So then you want to use Garrote, you want to use 1 Mutilate, you want to use Vendetta, you want to use another Mutilate, Vanish, into Exsanguinate, into Artifact weapon, into another Mutilate, and then you wait until elaborate Planning, and then you do another Mutilate, wait again, elaborate Planning, then you want to get 6 stacks, or 6 combo points, 1 Rupture, and then you refresh your Rupture, you wait for elaborate Planning again to use another 3-point Envenom, and then you wait again. Here I need to use 2 Mutilates, so there you use another one to keep your elaborate planning up at all times. Refresh Garrote, another mutilate, elaborate planning, and here we go, like another mutilate, elaborate planning, another venom, and then you want to get six combo points for the rupture, then garrote, then you want to pop your exsanguinate and your artifact weapon again. Basically you don't want to let the rupture fall off like I did there, because I'm talking and not really paying 100% attention to the rotation. But as you can see, it takes a lot of management actually to like play this class perfectly, and it's not as easy as people think it is, but that's okay. I really hope you understood the rotation though. It's really hard to keep up, like I can't even say the words fast enough for the rotation because it goes so fast. But I'm gonna try to write out the whole opener until the phase where you just mutilate and venom, mutilate and venom. Like I'm gonna put the whole burst phase in text after this, and we'll see if that works. If you have any questions regarding the rotation, please put a comment and I'll try to explain further in the comments. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something from it. As usual, if you have any questions, just contact me on Nattles on the Draenor server or write a comment. I'll try to get back to you. I'm also gonna start streaming a little bit more. I've done it a few times in the past, but I'm gonna try to stream more. Mostly rogue gameplay obviously, so I'm gonna put this link on the screen so you can go on there. But basically, yeah, if you have any questions about the rotation, hit me up in the comments and I'll try to help you out. But that's all I have for this time. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.